Well, we are indeed your election hub, and here at EIB, we make sure that we get all the action for you on the campaign trail. But interestingly, 12 days to the December 7 general elections, and yes, like you just heard, the campaign is getting very heated. Dr. Bawumia is on tour. Dr. Bawumia is crisscrossing the country, letting his message sync of bold solutions sync with the people. And tonight on the show, we are having a conversation with the Deputy Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign. He's no stranger to the show. Akbar Yussif Rohullah Khomeini is my guest. Akbar, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Yes, I hope you're doing very well.
Yeah, very, very well. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, great. So the show is going to be very exciting. We are live also on Facebook, so please get in touch with us. Do join us on Facebook as we and get interactive with us. Send me your thoughts, your comments, your questions for Akbar and the Dr. Bawumia campaign team as to what exactly they are up to. I would like to hear from that. And get ready for a game changer if you are an SME, because we are introducing Yellow Biz, which is our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. Now, this all-in-one package consists of a 4G router with 10 gigabytes of free data, Microsoft Office 365, genuine Microsoft applications, web biz, customized business websites, all for your business, Unicom services, a unified business communication solution for your virtual call center, IVR. In fact, you name it, we've got all of that for you at a very good price. And so with MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer experience to optimize your operations. To stay ahead of the competition, call 100 now or 0244-308-111 or email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or visit mtn.com.gh/business, and you can also just go to any of our offices and get connected everywhere you go. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Still tune in to State of Affairs here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Let's get straight into the conversation. Akbar, how has the campaign been so far? Dr. Bawumia spent 15 days in the Ashanti region, and he toured all the 47 constituencies of that region. Basically, tell me, how is it going?
Okay, so he did 45 of the 47 constituencies. So he has 2 more constituencies in Ashanti region, to do. That has generally been very exciting, and few days to the elections, we are extremely confident that we would secure a first round victory. We believe that our message has resonated positively with the Ghanaian people. The Ghanaian people, after listening to him for 1 whole year, can see the clarity of vision. They can see sincerity in him. They can see a man who has accomplished so much in public service. And they believe that if offered the opportunity to be president, he would lead that great transformation of our country. So it's been very, very exciting, particularly in the last 15 days when he visited Ashanti region. As I have always said to you, it is the bedrock of NPP politics.
Right.
Aside the fact that it is a traditional stronghold of the NPP, it holds a very important place in determining election outcomes in our country. They have roughly about 3.3 million or so voters, only second to Greater Accra region. It tells you that it's one of the very significant regions as far as election outcomes in our country is concerned. So it was exciting to see him spend time there with the chiefs, the religious leaders, the market women, and I would take this opportunity to salute the market women in Ashanti region. They are so passionate about the Bawumia campaign and the passion with which they received him, the passion with which they are canvassing for him in the region. I have not seen some before.
Okay.
I think that it was generally a very successful visit, and the party in the region is fully prepared to deliver historic numbers to power Dr. Bawumia to a first-round victory.
It's quite interesting you mentioned that, because your opponents also say that you have lost the right to call the Ashanti region your World Bank because the NDC is making inroads in the Ashanti region. In fact, we've heard from the party, and they say that they are most likely to get 2 more seats in the Ashanti region to what they already have there.
That's hallucinations, you know. I mean, to say that you're making inroads in a manner that could affect the NPP victory in an election should be backed by the data.
Okay.
The data doesn't support that. At least we can reference the 2020 elections to say that, you know, and if you remember, even in 2016, you know, the mantra was that they were going to secure 1 million votes in Ashanti region in the 2016 elections. We all saw the outcome. They approached 2020 with the same mentality. It didn't work, and I can assure you that this time round, the defeat that they are going to receive in the region will be devastating, because the Akufo-Addo government has delivered. You know, as far as development in Ashanti region is concerned, aside the social programs which affects every Ghanaian, in terms of infrastructure development of the region, it's been massive. Over 2,000 kilometers of roads within the greater Kumasi area, unprecedented numbers of hospitals, you know. And so the people can see that this is truly a party that rewards the support that they have continuously offered the party since 1992. You know, and as I said, it reflected in each of the constituencies that Dr. Bawumia visited, the testimonies from the chiefs, from the religious leaders, from market women, from the rank and file of our party. I mean, they are so excited about what Akufo-Addo has done for the region, and they are fully committed to supporting Dr. Bawumia to achieve victory in December. They are further convinced that they would witness significant development under President Bawumia.
Okay, and is that what gives you the confidence that, for instance, your party chairman mentioned to my colleague Sawami here that MPP is likely to canvass over 80% of votes in the Ashanti region, something that you've never done before?
That is a target. I mean, it is prudent to go into a competition with a target. So the New Patriotic Party has set that target for. We recognize that it's a very ambitious target. We recognize that it is something that we have not been able to do before. But we believe, as our slogan says, that it is possible. That if we put our minds and resources to it, if we show that commitment, if we fully dedicate ourselves 24/7 to mobilizing the support base of our party, we believe that it is not out of reach.
So then the polls that suggest that you're likely to do around 68%.
I am always careful in dismissing, you know, things, you know, allegedly supported with data. You know, even if I do not agree with it, I do not believe that the NPP will do 68%. But this is somebody who says that he has conducted a poll. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he said that we were going to do 62%. All right? And then just a few days ago, he said 68%. So it means that within 2 weeks, the NPP has witnessed some 6% increase in our support base. I believe that by the time we get to December, we would be in a pole position to achieve our target. So I would not dismiss it. I would say that we will take the feedback on board and fashion out our strategy for the last couple of days. But what I can assure you is that the NPP is working seriously, all right, day and night, to ensure that the numbers that we will deliver, not just in Ashanti region, because you see, we want to win the election in a manner that makes it difficult for the NDC to reject the results. And so that requires unprecedented levels of commitment, because you're seeking to do a third term under President Bawumia, and you want to do it in a manner that makes it difficult for the opposition to contest. Make no mistake, the NDC is prepared fully to reject the outcome of the elections.
Why do you say that? Because the NDC has also given indication that it is quite very sure that they're winning the elections. In fact, we've seen things that suggest that there will be a runoff. NDC says that is not going to happen. They're winning hands down.
You know, I said they would reject the outcome of the elections because if you listen to the rhetorics from their officials all the way to their supporters, it evidences clearly that for them is either their way or the highway. But they have a history. In 2020, we defeated them in the presidential election by over 500,000 votes. As we speak, John Dramani Mahama is yet to formally call President Akufo-Addo to concede defeat. So they rejected the outcome of the elections. They proceeded to the court to ventilate their grievances. The court unanimously dismissed their claims on the basis that they could not supply an iota of evidence to back any of the claims. And as we would later be told by their national chairman during his heated national contest with the former national chairman, when he disclosed to a group of delegates that they went to court with nothing. But even in the face of these admissions, they are yet to publicly accept that President Akufo-Addo won the 2020 elections and to congratulate him. And so if they were defeated by over 500,000 votes and they rejected the elections, what that tells the New Patriotic Party is that in defeating them in 2024, the numbers has to be such that no reasonable person would agree to any suggestion that the NPP rigged the election. And so that is why we're fully dedicated. Look, as we speak today, our presidential candidate has covered 267 constituencies. And so he's left with just 9 constituencies to rig the 76 constituencies, which he would be commencing tomorrow. So it tells you the level of seriousness. As I, the presidential candidate, his running mate is on the move. His wife, the very intelligent Samira Bawumia, is on the move. You know, various canvassers across the 275 constituencies on daily basis are working, because our goal is to ensure that through our victory, we secure the peace and stability of our country.
Right.
You know, because if we defeat the NDC in a manner that is so huge, even pro-opposition media will tell them, Charlie, you have lost. Let's go and prepare and come. That is what we are working towards. And we believe that.
Right. Because you talked to me about the work you're doing. But then there was this latest accusation that because you know that your party is not winning the elections, you are currently training thugs to unleash during the 7th December elections to be able to rig the elections and then secure victory for yourselves.
You know, in 2016, for those who have followed the narrative of the NDC, it is not new. In 2016, we were accused of preparing a document, a fictitious document they titled Assaulting the Pillars of Power. I don't know whether you remember that. So they published that document and said the document emanated from us, and it was titled Assaulting the Pillars of Power. In opposition, we were accused that to execute this document, which sought to assault the pillars of power, we were training militants, in order to use these militants to assist us to secure victory. But this accusation came from a party that was in government, a party that was fully in charge of state security and all its intelligence apparatus. But the opposition was accused of taking steps through tax to secure victory. Indeed, on 4th of December 2016, 2 days to the election, they held a major press conference, as they did few days ago, in which they again accused the NPP of plotting with the Electoral Commission to rig the December 2016 elections, and that they were petitioning the then IGP for the evidence. 3 days later, 7th December, we went into the election. It was free, it was fair, it was peaceful, it was transparent, and the NPP delivered a historic victory. In 2020, the same group came back and said, well, we were in government and we said they were training tax. Now they are in government, they are still training tax. And you know where they mentioned? The same place that they are mentioning in 2024. But it is said that a multitude of suspicion does not constitute evidence.
Right.
All right.
But they say they have evidence. Evidence they are presenting to the security services to deal with the matter.
Show it to the Ghanaian people.
You think they don't have any evidence to buttress that point?
I've given you a historical context that anybody who has followed the narrative of NDC when election is approaching will treat this allegation with a pinch of salt, because they did it in 2016 when they were in charge of state security. They accused us of plotting to rig the election. They did it again in 2024. They said in 2020 that we were training tax. The election came, it was peaceful, it was free, it was transparent. They rejected the results, they went to court, they couldn't provide any evidence, and the case got dismissed.
Right.
In 2024, they are repeating the same thing. And I can tell you on authority that in these elections, all right, Dr. Bawumia and the New Patriotic Party are relying on two things. Actually, I should say three things.
Okay.
1, the grace of God. 2, our hard work. 3, our track record as a political party to deliver victory for us. We are not relying on. In fact, it is not feasible to name one military officer and to say that military officer is capable of rigging elections for the New Patriotic Party.
Well, they say he's training people.
I mean, they have not provided. That's why
because your government has elevated the man.
That is why I said that the multitude of suspicion does not constitute evidence.
Right.
All right. And in fact, I made the point during a radio interview a couple of days ago. Nobody is holding brief for the Electoral Commission, but we all can agree. I mean, notwithstanding the contestation between NPP and NDC, we all can agree that the Electoral Commission of Ghana runs one of the most transparent and credible elections in the world. And that at every stage in the electoral process, political parties are deeply involved.
Right.
Today, my colleague, I have a very good friend who is director of elections of the NDC in Northern Region, Dr. Arnold Mashoud, updated on Facebook this afternoon, inviting their party supporters to come to the regional police headquarters in Tamale to assist him take details of BVDs. That's how transparent and involving.
So are you saying it's not possible to rig the elections?
That's how transparent and involving our electoral process is. That a director of research of a political party would have the courage to send a public invitation to his party supporters to join him to observe a process that is being conducted by the Electoral Commission. So at every stage in the electoral process, political parties are involved, and therefore it is completely wrong for anybody to suggest that there is a certain military officer somewhere who is capable of rigging elections in over 38,000 polling stations in our country, over 276 constituencies for the New Patriotic Party. Joshua, I am telling you that we are going to win this election freely, transparently, and in a very credible fashion. The New Patriotic Party will not rig the elections. We have never rigged elections, and we're not going to rig these elections. And we're going to make sure that the policies that we sold to the Ghanaian people, the mandate that we have exercised in the last 8 years in furtherance of the goals of the Ghanaian people, collectively would contribute to deliver that historic victory. Okay. So there's no intention.
There's no intention whatsoever.
The Bawumia campaign that cannot, even if we were to harbor that intention. Like I said, the process is so transparent, you can't. Because, Joshua, you cast the votes in the morning, all right? At the close of polls, the ballots are counted publicly. In fact, the people who are standing there and watching are participating in the counting process. At the end of the day, it is recorded. You gather at the Constituency Collation Center with the pinches. One by one, it is entered into the Constituency Collation Center. Before it gets to Accra, political parties reps at the EC strong room would already have been supplied copies of these by their party reps in their constituencies. They compare before the EC comes out to announce to the press.
So it's not possible?
It's not possible.
To rig the elections?
So look, let me tell you, the NDC is sensing that they are going to be defeated. And so they're just preparing the grounds to reject the results. And that's why I said to you earlier that it is part of our strategy to defeat them in a manner that no reasonable Ghanaian would support them in rejecting the outcome of the election.
Okay. Well, it's interesting here with Akbar Khomeini. He is the Deputy Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign team. We were talking about Dr. Bawumia's campaign, issues about election rigging, which he says, as for that one, it is not possible. But for MPP winning the elections, that is possible. When we return from this break, we'll be delving into some other issues. But let me let you know something. I mean, if you are someone who is finding it difficult to buy devices, electronic devices, I've got some good news for you, because with Buy Now, Pay Later with Simtro, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. Now, all you have to do is to simply walk into any of MTN's service centers to choose your favorite from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. The best part is all phones come with up to 2 GB free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after purchase. So go on, share the exciting news with your family and friends, and stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN and Simtro. Welcome back from that commercial break. This is State of Affairs with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. And tonight I'm sitting with the Deputy Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign, Akbar Yussif Khomeini. And we've talked about Dr. Bawumia's campaign. We'll be getting into some figures and the polls. Because, you know, Akbar just told us that Dr. Bawumia wants to win decisively and without any room for contestation. Well, if you are wondering, how can I also follow on social media and all of that because you have a yam and your yam is not helping, I've got good news for you, because with buy now, pay later with Semtro, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. All you need to do is to just walk into any of MTN services centers and choose your favorite brand from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. And the best part is that all the phones that we have on offer do come up with 2 gig free data, so you can share your pictures, get to follow us on social media, and do all the wonderful things with the internet. So go on, share the exciting news with your family and friends, and stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN and Semtro. So let me come back to you, Akbar. And the comments are flooding. In fact, our social media is awash with comments. Let me just do quickly some few comments and come back to you. And Louis Anochi says, NDC has not learned anything from their previous electoral defeat. They will lose again. And quickly, Director, more messages on social media. Frisco Multimedia says, from Ejumako, MPP government is winning because of their good work and policies. Greetings to Anthony Kwesisaki, okay, the MPP organizer for the region. And Zimi Endurance says, I love MPP because of the intelligent brains we have. Nyansa Pongkwa, okay. Ibrahim Yakubutia says, Inshallah, it is possible. It's confirmed vision. Man will be okay. Quickly, Bagyar Nuruddin says, that's an impressive submission made by lawyer Akbar Yussif Rohullah Khomeini. His insights and arguments are compelling and highlight the strength of our party. I genuinely believe that the MPP is on track to winning this election. Okay, so you have said that you would win the elections. In fact, the plan is to win one touch. But when you look at some of the polls, in fact, Professor Smart Sapon says that that is not going to happen from what he has conducted. The elections are likely to go into a round-off because nobody will be able to cross the 50% mark.
You know, I'm sure that many people would be expecting that I would welcome Smart Sapong's polls because I disagreed with Musa Dankwa.
Exactly.
You know, I'm sure that's the expectation. But equally, we do not agree with Smart Sapong.
You disagree with him?
We disagree with him, even though we respect him, just like Musa Dankwa. We do not agree because we believe that the numbers that we have and the quality of work that we have done and the manner in which the message of our presidential candidate has been widely received by the Ghanaian people, coupled with the, you know, unprecedented achievements of the Akufo-Addo government, it is our firm conviction that the election will not go into a second round. And I'll tell you why. So, for instance, if you look at his data carefully, he says in northern region, for instance, that Dr. Bawumia would do 40%. All right?
Right.
And a similar figure for Dr. Bawumia again in the Greater Accra region. We disagree with it because it is our considered opinion that Dr. Bawumia will not do anything less than 50% in northern region.
In the northern region?
In the northern region.
He's going to get at least half.
At least half. And that is what we've been working towards. You see, and I made the point during one of my radio interviews that if you look at the historical data from elections that we have had in the past, the northern region is the only region in the country that every election the NPP improves by an average of 4%.
Okay.
It is the only region. And therefore, we do not think that 2024 would be an exception. okay.
Okay.
In fact, in the last election, candidate Akufo-Addo secured 46% of the votes. And we believe, and we are working towards achieving 50% of the vote.
Which is a 4% increase in,
yes.
in the last elections.
So therefore, we do not agree.
Okay.
And this disagreement is further bolstered by the fact that if you factor in that 4% that I spoke about, it tells you that if we're able to keep our strategy in focus and continue with the trajectory that we are going in the region, we would secure the 50% in 2024. And therefore, we do not agree with Professor Smart-Sapon.
Okay, let me quickly ask you this, because you have become very popular. And I'm sure you've seen your picture on the internet today in relation to some polls.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So do you know Messiri Sa Adu?
Oh, yeah, I know him.
You know him?
Oh, yeah.
Because according to Ghana Fact Check Ghana, he's a known associate.
I know him. Actually, he's not an associate. He's my big brother.
He's your big brother?
You know, but you see, the approach by this organization and the publication is poor. I say it is poor because
the accusation is that that unknown associate is behind.
I'm coming.
Outcomes International.
It is poor because you attack a research on the strength or weakness of the methodology employed and or the analysis thereof and the conclusions.
Right.
That's how to discredit a research work and ultimately a research firm. So the question of ownership is immaterial.
Even though they have cause to believe that these people are non-associates of the NPP,
doesn't matter.
And so whatever they put out there would want to favor the party.
I read the story. First of all, the story identified three beneficial owners.
Owners, yes.
True or false. And in their opinion, only one out of the three is an NPP member. And according to them, a businessman and an associate of me.
Yes.
Only one out of three. The other two, they didn't care to find out who they are.
NPP, I mean, they established that one has connection to the NPP organizer in the United Kingdom,
the point I'm making
and one, the DCE somewhere.
The point I'm making is this. Even if the owners were national executives of the NPP, it will not debar them from doing research work in accordance with known research principles.
Okay.
And so if you want to reject a finding, you attack it on the basis of the established known research principles. All right, so what they needed to do was to, for example, say to outcomes, well, can we see your raw data to be able to assess how you did, how you obtained the data, how you analyze the data, and how you reach the conclusion.
Ghana said they reached out, outcomes did not respond.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's a red herring. It does not go to the root of the matter.
Okay.
Everything is owned by somebody. True or false?
True.
Global Info Analytics is owned by somebody. You know, Outcomes is owned by somebody. GHOne TV is owned by somebody. Everything is owned by somebody. But you don't attack people on the basis of ownership. You attack them on the quality of the work.
Right.
And to show that what they are doing is contrary to their industry requirements. Because the research industry has requirements, it has principles, it has ethical rules.
Okay.
And so if you are attacking a research company, the attacks should be fortified by violations of these known rules and principles and all of that. But if you go talking about who the owners are, who they are friends with me, I have so many friends. You're my friend also. I'm sure tomorrow if you set up a company, they will say that he was always interviewing.
I mean, so is it the point that when it comes to election-related polls, the supposed leaning of those behind the polls does not really count?
Let me tell you. So if you take Global Info Analytics, for example, I have read elsewhere that has had strong disagreements with government on some matters.
Right.
Serious disagreements in relation to his business. But it will not be fair to say that he is doing the polls against NPP because he had disagreements with government over business.
Okay.
It will not be fair. You need to look at the quality of his data, how he obtains his data, how he analyzes them. And if you are disagreeing with it, you disagree on these points, but not the issue of his business interest. That one is a red herring.
Okay.
And that's not how to attack people for the work that they do.
Okay. So we know, let me quickly move away from that and talk about Hajia Samira Bawumia. I know she's also on the campaign trail.
Yeah, she's currently at UCC, engaging with students.
Right. How is that campaign going?
She's running one of the most effective campaigns. You know, I always say privately to my friends that the woman is phenomenal. She's deeply intelligent and has a very firm grasp of issues, and she communicates with a certain power and aura that it is difficult to resist. And that's why everywhere she goes, she's able to charm the crowd, she's able to deliver the message, and she has that clarity of mind, you know, that when you're looking at her and, you know, listening to her, you're left in awe. And so it is no wonder that she's an efficient trailblazer in this campaign, and she has been very, very effective in support of the husband and the overall NPP, you know, campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been excellent.
Interesting. I mean, today we even listened to her today talk about the creative arts sector and how she's also going to champion if the husband becomes president.
Oh yeah,
she's going to do more.
Yeah, she loves
sector.
creative arts, and
right.
she is widely known within that space and has personal relationships with a lot of them. In fact, it's an area that she believes strongly that it can deliver economic prosperity. You know, it holds the opportunity to deliver jobs, to improve living conditions, to improve incomes. And so it is an area that she champions so seriously. And I believe that as First Lady, she would truly, truly live up to that promise.
Okay. Now, talking about the Bawumia campaign, I mean, people have expressed concerns, in fact, from your opponents, again, that, well, Dr. Bawumia's campaign sometimes relies on religion. And we've heard some people say, well, vote for Dr. Bawumia because he's Muslim. Really? Is that one of your strategies?
No, you see, Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim.
Right.
No doubt. A serious devotee of the Islamic religion. You know, that cannot be taken away from him. But he represents more. Okay, and in this election, he's relying on his widely held competence. He's relying on his integrity as somebody who has been in public office since the year 2000 and has never been embroiled in any corruption scandal here in Ghana and outside the country. He's never been a subject of any form of investigation. And so he believes that his integrity, and just don't forget, we are going to elect somebody that you and I would entrust our taxes into his hands.
Okay.
And therefore, the integrity of that individual is very, very important. He has that. Okay? He's relying on his own vision. And that vision that he has been espousing across the length and breadth of our country creates opportunities and room for every Ghanaian, irrespective of religion or ethnicity. And you know, when he was elected on the 4th of November 2023, in his maiden address to the Ghanaian people, he was very, very clear that his vision is to build a tent big enough to accommodate every Ghanaian, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, or geography. And that is typical Dr. Bawumia. Anybody who knows him knows that he is not discriminatory in the way he goes about his activities. So he's not campaigning that on the basis of religion people should vote for him. But of course, I would be honest to admit that there are people, both Christians and Muslims, who say that, well, it's okay. I've heard one pastor say that a Muslim can lead this country into prosperity, a very prominent post. So I must admit that there are both Muslims and Christians who are saying that. But they are saying that on the basis of inclusion. And throughout the world, Inclusion argument has been made. Even in this campaign by our opponents, when they tell you Professor Nana is a woman and there's never been a female vice president, what are they saying? All right? And so if Christians also say that, well, we've had a president since 1957, it won't be wrong to have somebody.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, I see it more as an inclusion argument than an argument of religion. We all agree.
Right.
As a people, that representation is essential in any society, in building cohesion and unity within that society. Okay. But as a matter of campaign, neither Dr. Bawumia nor his campaign team are engaging in weaponization of religion to win these elections. We have been very, very focused on his vision.
Right.
A vision that we believe would unlock great potentials for our country and rapidly move us into a seriously developed country. Okay. And that, we believe, is our trump card for the election.
I have a few more questions for you, but my director is pressing me to take my last break, which is going to be very short, by the way, and then we'll come back and round up the conversation. But for SMEs out there, good news, get ready for a game changer. We are introducing Yellow Biz, which is our new multi-service bundle with everything you need for smarter business solutions. All in one package consists of 4G router, 10 gig of free data, Microsoft Office 365, genuine Microsoft applications, so much more just for you and your business, because we want to help your business grow and meet international standards. So all of this, don't want to miss out on that. With MTN Yellow Biz, your business will gain access to advanced productivity tools, a powerful online presence, and superior customer service. So pick up your phone now and dial 100 or 0244 308 111 or email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or simply visit www.mtn.com.gh/business. Let's go for a quick break. We'll come back and round off the conversation here. The state of affairs here on GHOne television. We are having a conversation on Dr. Bawumia's campaign towards December 7. Akbar, 12 days to go. What's next for Dr. Bawumia?
So tomorrow he will commence the tour of Greater Accra region.
Okay.
He would also be going to Uti. As I indicated in the preliminary comment, there are about 9 constituencies.
Okay.
And so he will wrap it up in Ashanti region, where there are 2 outstanding constituencies to visit.
Right.
So basically that is what he will be doing, and the team would focus also on the last day. And we believe that at the end of the day, we are going to win a historic third term. We are very, very confident. But I also take this opportunity to appeal to my colleagues, young people,
right,
that the reality, which our opponents cannot deny, is that Mr. Mahama has had the opportunity to be president. He promised us prosperity. He promised to deliver jobs to every Ghanaian willing and ready to work. He promised that he was going to grow our economy year on year 8%. He promised that he was going to keep the economy strong and anchored on reliable energy. We gave him the mandate. You remember the euphoria around the Mahama campaign in 2012? Young people saw in him that much needed savior.
Right.
He won the election with the support of young people, and for 4 years it was misery, it was hardship. In fact, for 4 years we didn't have reliable power supply, contrary to his promise. For 4 years, what we got was a freeze in public sector hiring. In fact, it took the Akufo-Addo government that effort, in 8 years, to hire over 2.6 million of such people. Dr. Bawumia has not had the opportunity to be president. It matters not what his opponents say. And as President Kufuor rightly indicated a few days ago, the president is the government. Indeed. And in his own address in March this year, President Akufo-Addo made a similar point, that he is the government. Dr. Bawumia is not the president.
So he's not the government. All right. Thank you very much, Akbar. He is Deputy Director of Communications for the Bawumia 2024 campaign. And this has been State of Affairs right here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Have a lovely night.